So, what is self-expression? Obviously, expressing yourself. But what does that mean? Let's start with online video. Direct address video allows contributors to go off on whatever is bugging them. In that sense, they are clearly expressing themselves. But knee-jerk opinion is not the measure of online video. For example, there are plenty of informative videos that result from the contributor's interests, but which are delivered in an impersonal fashion. They are roughly the documentary equivalent of third-person fiction narrative, in the sense that the focus is on the material rather than the presenter. The self-expression is a matter of the choice of topic, and once chosen, the focus is on clarity and precision. In fact, the presenter may not have much personal stake in the subject at all. They are just there to lead you through the topic. In the basic direct address video, however, too much of the idea of self-expression is based on letting off steam rather than the self being expressed. Even the most sophisticated YouTube presenters concentrate on the matter at hand rather than how they are expressing it. But the way something is expressed reveals things about the presenter that move beyond explicit opinion. The rhetoric of the image includes things like the presenter's vocabulary and diction, the presentation setting, the way they dress, the overall technical polish of the video, and so on. All of these things are factors in the appeal of individual presenters. We might call it the self-unconscious of art. It is the more difficult aspect of self-expression because it requires a self to express. So, what is the self? Arguably, much of the popular notion of a self is derived from the romantic definition of the transcendental artist, whose work expresses a unique perspective. This idea has largely been debunked in the arts because it gives too much credit to the individual while ignoring his or her bad behavior and attitudes. Nonetheless, the idea that an individual has value by virtue of existence remains. If the idea was debatable when dealing with artists, however, it is even more problematic when every member of the mass public thinks his or her opinion is valuable just because they can express it. Mouthing off is no better than overvaluing artistic genius. The self-conscious artist at least has to recognize the mediation or distortions they are introducing. When ill-informed ranters go off the deep end, on the other hand, they are saying more than they realize. If nothing else, they are betraying the naive illusion that they possess some unvarnished truth that can be expressed without contamination by language or technology. These opinions are rarely very original. When they do not result from outright propaganda, they are more likely to be a variation on something current, endorsed by others. A true self, honestly expressed, on the other hand, is guaranteed to be unique because no two people are identical. Even identical twins will have different life experiences that will distinguish their outlook. The key to valuable self-expression is, in other words, knowing yourself well enough to let it come through in everything you do. The internet, on the other hand, is an echo chamber in which people identify their selves with groups or issues larger than themselves and thus fail to develop fully as individuals. True individuality is very expensive emotionally because being out there on your own is lonely. Ironically, that loneliness is exactly what is produced by the internet, as it encourages people to sit alone at their machines, accepting virtual experiences as a surrogate for social life. Unfortunately, self-awareness is a necessary precondition for real self-expression. The rest is just so much recycled opinion in which variations from norms, if they even occur, sneak in from the side. In other words, before expressing yourself, you should be as aware as humanly possible of everything you are saying before you say it. That, or accept that you may end up looking foolish.